What's up YouTube, it's Adrian from MMOSWORLD. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be taking a first impressions look at Wildstar. This is of course the free-to-play sci-fi fantasy MMORPG by Carbine Studios and NCSoft, published back in 2014. We are going to be taking a 10, 15 to 20 minutes look at the game, see what's good about the first opening half an hour or so that you'll be spending your time with. This is of course on Steam right now, and as I said, you can download it for free. So I just click create a new character and it's taking me to this screen, select experience. So you got the novice option here, which is basically going to teach you about movement and combat. I've had some experience with Wildstar in the past, so I'm just going to go for a veteran. It's going to bypass the tutorial for me and take me straight to planet Nexus. Now let's jump into character creation. Here we are on the character creation screen, and you can see there's two obvious sides. There's two factions in Wildstar. To the left is the Exiles. They're basically, I don't want to say the good guys, but you know, they kind of rub off that way. They are, I guess they are the good guys. And on the right hand side, this is the Dominion faction, I think. The Dommies. So Team Red and Team Blue. I'm gonna go with Exiles here. Let's go for a human, and there are different types of classes as well. You can see the Makari on the Dominion side and the Granok, which is the Stone People, on the Exile side. There's also a bunch of others that are unique to Wildstar, and this is pretty popular. This rat thing called the Chua. They're pretty popular in Wildstar. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick a human here. Exiles, female. Yeah, sounds about right. Let's look at what the options are. Oh, before we can even get to customization, you can start picking your class. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 classes in Wildstar. You got the Engineer. A short video will play showing you what the classes will play like. And it's pretty different in terms of a traditional MMORPG. I mean, the archetypes are all there. There is tanks, there's healers, there's DPS as well. But a large combination you know, can be mixed and matched with these classes based on the AMP system, which we'll be talking about later. So as you can see at the top here, they say it's a tank and it's also ranged. So in a way, it's a ranged tank, which is pretty cool. Espers are healers and they're ranged as well. Bottom right here, you can preview their armor, so what your endgame gear is going to look like as well. That's pretty rad, actually. And then you've got the medic, pretty self-explanatory what a medic will do. Spell slingers are my favorite. They are ranged characters. I mean, it says healer, but they are pretty badass at DPS, and I used to level 1 on Wildstar. Stalker is your very popular traditional rogue type class. It has stealth mechanics, but it's also a tank. You can play it as a tank, melee as well. And then finally the warrior. This is the most common type of archetype. Melee, sword wielding, you know, lots of AoE, big burst damage. So I tell you what, I'm gonna play as a warrior. Let's get started. So once you've done selecting your class, now the interesting thing about Wildstar is it has path. Path is a different progression system. Alongside leveling your class, you get to level your path as well. There's 4 types of path. There's the Explorer, and these are basically, you know, you go around the world, you'll find jumping puzzles, you'll find you know, pretty decent locations with lots to do, and there's going to be objectives and mini missions that's all about reaching, you know, some of the highest places, some of the most hidden places within the areas in Wildstar. The Scientist path, on the other hand, is more about research and, you know, checking out the wildlife, checking out the flora and fauna on planet Nexus, because as the story goes in Wildstar, the Exiles and Dominions, they're new race inhabitants to this new planet, which has been, you know, sort of colonized in the past by an ancient alien race, and they've now disappeared. So the main story in Wildstar is all about uncovering that past, which is pretty interesting for an MMORPG. So the Scientist has a lot to do with the lore of the planet, you know, checking out the wildlife, and your objectives and missions are based around that. Settler, on the other hand, is one of the most fun ones I've ever done. It's basically, you know, building facilities on the planet that actually helps other players. So if you go to one town hub, you know, you can collect materials such as wood and stuff, and then you can build you know, all these facilities that actually gives us buffs to players in the area. So you could build an area which is going to give you a critical buff or a health buff or DPS buff, and anybody who's in the area can use whatever you build, which I think is really cool. Soldier is just pretty much, you know, missions that requires you to kill a certain amount of mobs in a certain amount of area. It's pretty straightforward. If I'm being really honest, it's one of the most boring ones ever. Let's go ahead with the settler one, and let's now finally move on to character creation. So here we are. You can choose, preferred presets on the left hand side, as you can see, or you can just go for the randomized. There is a save and load character option here. Let's just go ahead and look at the default face styles. You've got that. I mean, the graphic design, the aesthetics for character creation is pretty cartoony. That's the style that Wildstar, tries to stand out with in terms of being an MMORPG. A lot of modern MMOs will go for the more realistic look. We're talking about the Black Desert Online, for example. The Arc Ages, the Elder Scrolls Online. They've all got, when it comes to character creation, features that make your characters look as real as possible. Not Wildstar though. It's got a very cartoony feel about it, and it's proud of it. And everything this game does, even from the music, the voiceovers, there's a lot of attitude with this game, which again is refreshing at the time when it came out. It's just never quite sat well with a lot of people, whether that's down to the content or lack of content. Not exactly quite sure, but it did live up to the hype for the first couple of months, and then it sort of died down a bit, which is kind of a shame because Wildstar is actually pretty fun. Let's go with that. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So that's basically it. Body type, jewelry, eye color, hairstyle, and customize the face. These are all sliders that you can mess with, but I will not be messing with any of that. Let's go ahead and finalize. So this is the last screen of the Wildstar Character Creator. You get to re-look at all your choices here. And once that's done, input your name, and we'll be good to go. Alright, let's jump into the world of Planet Nexus. Alright, so here we are. This is the opening sort of cutscene. And because we skipped the tutorial, this is going to be the intro for those of us who have already played the tutorial and know what happened. Basically, for the Exile's point of view, the ship that you have arrived on Planet Nexus was being attacked by the Dominion, so you had to escape in a pod and come down to the Planet Nexus, which is where a majority of the Exile colony is starting to set up shop and set up camp. So the first thing that greets you is this opening panel. Welcome to Wildstar. Live events here. There's a free daily reward as well. You can log in daily, claim your reward. Lots of these are like store currency, a premium lockbox key, because there is a lockbox system in game. Never used to be that way until, of course, it had to go free to play. So a lot of the systems in here, and when I mean systems, I mean pets, titles, convenience items, those type of things will be on the store. Suggested content, it just tells you at your level what is there for you to do, and Northern Wilds is the opening intro area for me. And here I am. This is my character right here. So movement is very, very basic. If you've ever played an MMORPG before, it's WASD to move, spacebar to jump, and the cool thing about Wildstar is it does have a double jump feature, which I absolutely love. It feels really good to do that. And you'll notice that the movement and everything is really, really smooth. There are optimization issues with this game on higher end PCs, but for the most part it runs like a charm. At least for me it does. It may be a bit different when you look at it in terms of when you move your camera and panning and everything, because it does have a different field of view or depth of view compared to other MMOs. But it is actually, in my opinion, very refreshing to jump into Wildstar. So Northern Wilds is the area we're in. We're gonna go talk to Commander Durek. Oh, I have a call. That's C. So you hit C and it opens your communicator.
Better than cracking a few skulls.
So that is Commander Durek over the phone. We came here to clean up this mess and protect these people, but they aren't gonna make it if we don't start cracking some skulls. So that's a quest pop up there, reporting for duty. And Crush survivors are scattered all around here. The Yeti are killing them. You gotta go and help them, keep them safe. And my first reward is a piece of gear. It is a glove. Increases your assault rating, armor, and max health. Now assault rating is gonna be your main stat for DPS. Armor and health is health. And at the bottom you'll see you got critical hit severity rating, which is basically your crit power. Items do have durability, and then there's costume unlockable as well, which is an interesting feature. A lot of the items that you get will be unlocked for your wardrobe, which you can later change your cosmetics and stuff like that. So further down here in the dialogue options, you can either say not right now, or accept the quest, serious sir, or you can ask more questions. What's a Yeti? And there's going to be some context in there. So let's go ahead and click on it.
Don't stand there, exile. Get rolling.
So you can hear Dirac over the phone basically, and there is voiceovers in this game, voice acting, but it is not a lot. It's primarily the main story chain, and everything else is just filler, but there's reading to do. So quest trackers here, mini-maps up here as well. Let's open up the character panel. How do you do that? Is it I? No, nope. Is it P? Yep, so P opens up your profile, and there you can see your character over there. And a lot of the stats here for you to check out: strike through, critical chance, multi-chance. So a lot of this stuff will be again enhanced by gear and other stuff that you will get later in the game. Faction is here, path is here, and path also has its own progression system, as I mentioned earlier, but we'll see if we can cover that. So in terms of combat, tap targeting is going to be your method of combat over here. You run around, hit tab, it's going to highlight the nearest enemy. And at the bottom here is the combat skill bar. You'll see number 1 is going to be your basic skill, Relentless Strike. Number 2 is Rampage, but you have to have enough of a... there's going to be like a rage mechanic that you need to toggle that. And third one is Kick, which is basically knockdown, so that is an interrupt skill. Because a lot of the mobs in Wildstar will have, casting, and I'll show you that in a bit. If they do cast something, then you obviously want to get out of the way. So my rage meter is full, so that's the enemy casting. You want to get out of the way. Or you can hit 3, and that's going to interrupt them. So that's the rage meter, which basically has opened up my number 2 skill over here. And that is how you're going to use it as a consumer to spam a lot of your hard-hitting skills. So let's go ahead and kill up some of these Yeti.
Achievement granted.
Oh yeah, a double kill. Alright, now that all the Yeti has been dealt with, we're gonna go and meet Deadeye Brightland, one of the main characters, I suppose, in the Wildstar universe. Oh, there is a guy hiding in here. Nux Barkbiter. What are you doing?
Look at you!
Just exploring the wreckage here. Explore stuff. Yeah, right, slacker.
So down.
Oh, apparently I can drink this potion. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. I'm sitting down and literally drinking the potion.
Go ahead.
Which has given me a run buff. Nice. Okay, sweet. Let's go ahead and find Deadeye Brightland. It'll be on your minimap. Very easy to see the objectives. You can see number 1, number 2. That all ties in with what you have here. So this is Mr. Deadeye Brightland.
What's the word?
Okay, that's our reward. Let's go ahead and pick that up.
You got fight in you.
I am still...
Fight all the way to the end.
I'm still level 1, I believe. Let's open up my... No, I'm level 3 right now. So the tower is the next objective. So let's investigate the tower.
Find out what the hell.
What's this tower all about? It's putting out some really weird aura kind of thing. And before I head in, let's put on our new piece of gear here. It's going to make us a little bit more powerful. Awesome. So throughout Wildstar also, you'll see a lot of these cubes around the world. And these are basically lore bits that you can, press F to activate. That's going to be your interaction key. And once you've activated it, somebody will narrate the lore, which is basically what I'm talking about. But you can also read them when you click on it. So let's interact with the master control panel here. Let's click on that one. Okay, for it to be functioning, I need to find some crystals, which is basically what I will do. So that's the new quest. Follow the power cables, essentially. And these are the power cables. They're leading upwards and into the mountain. Okay, so now I need to claim some crystals, and I can do this by either killing the crystal guardian or gather some of these crystals which I have just done by double jumping. Again, that's kind of why I like the double jump feature. Let's just zoom out a bit and let's take on this big guy right here. Using my number 2 skill. You can create combos, I believe, with the warrior. It is that sort of flexible class. It really depends on you, what class you prefer to play in Wildstar. So let's go see how many more crystals we need. We need 60% more crystals. So it doesn't tell you the exact number, it tells you in percentages, which again, they try to be different from every other MMO out there. That is the basic combo, basically, when you have enough rage. The only difference is, as you get more levels, you can unlock more skills, and you'll have more ways to spend your rage. So now that I've got enough crystals, let's go back down to the tower, and let's input the crystals and see what it does. Crystal shards click into place, and with the turn of a single dial, the temperature begins to rise, and that's my reward. Yes, I will take it.
Achievement granted.
And now a cutscene. Yay, we've stopped the slow blizzard storm thing. And that is basically it for the opening quest. You hit C again because someone's calling you.
My mother called me Aaron once.
And basically we're moving further inland into this brand new planet. Deadeye Brightland is one of those, if you played the tutorial, it sets him up who exactly he is. And he, along with other settlers, are just trying to make their way here, trying to make this planet a little bit more livable. That's the exile side of the story. Oh look, another player. And the Dominion obviously will have their own different type of story. And that is basically it, guys, in terms of opening sequence for Wildstar. I mean, as the more you play it, the more you get out of the starter zone. Let's see if I can open the map here. That is a pretty big map. There's different continents. We are in Alizar right now, but there is a lot of content on Wildstar, and the best part is it is incredibly. It's gone free to play, and the content will remain 100% free. The only thing that, again, you are paying for is for convenience and stuff, and that's through the store. Just basically here. This lady talking over me. Ugh. Basically, this is the store. I mean, you can have a look and see for yourselves exactly what there is to buy. Mounts like hoverboards and stuff, service tokens, character boost, level 50 boost in there. That's for 3,900 proto points or whatever it is they're called. Under bundles, you got jump packs, which is basically going to give you more, I don't know, cosmetics. It looks like there's the flask of achievement, which is, I'm going to guess is an XP boost for some time. But everything else, it's purely cosmetic. It's not. There's no pay to win stuff in here, which is kind of nice for an MMORPG. You can buy more auction, posting slots and stuff like that. But that is basically it. You don't find weapons in here. You don't find, amps and other stuff needed for your class later on. So it's primarily, I want to say, a casual MMO now that it's free to play. But the dungeons and everything later on is going to be super fun and challenging. But yeah, I just hope that this game will get fresh blood soon, because it is very, it tries to stand out in a crowded MMORPG space, but player base has been dwindling, as we all know, for quite some time. So yeah, if you're interested in Wildstar, you can head on over to Steam or anywhere else and just download it for free, create an account, and you can jump in and check it out, because the story is actually pretty good. It's worth playing through. So that is my first impressions of Wildstar so far on the exile side, right out of the tutorial and into the Northern Wilds for your opening quests and stuff. So if you enjoyed the video, hey, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more MMO content, and yeah, keep playing MMOs, y'all. As ever, I'm Adrian from MMOSWORLD, signing out.